Today on the Out of Character interview, my guest is a phenomenal songwriter and cellist who I've had the pleasure of performing with at countless steampunk events and things around the country. Well, before we were all quarantined. And she's an amazing talent, and she's actually the person that convinced me to join Patreon. So please, welcome to Streaming the Steam, Unwoman.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm very happy to be talking to a human that I don't live with. Yeah, it's great to be on your awesome show, and I'm so glad you're doing that show.
Thank you. I think that's partly why I'm doing this too. I'm lonely and I miss you guys.
Yeah, we're all bummed not to be playing conventions right now.
Yeah. Would you mind just starting things off by telling people about yourself and what you do?
Sure. I am Unwoman. I play electric cello and acoustic cello. My live show is live looping, and I sing and I write a bunch of songs. I have a Patreon currently running that includes a lot of cover songs and original songs too.
And you're very good at it.
Thank you.
Like we've mentioned, we are stuck at home, and it's different than what we're used to. So I wanted to ask you, how have things been since being quarantined and having the shows canceled? Like, as a musician, how are you dealing with it?
My usual state is to be producing music alone or doing remote collaborations anyway. So in terms of like what I play, it's totally fine. However, I also loved to play live, and that obviously I'm missing out on. And I was poised to make this dramatic comeback to the convention circuit. I had 3 travel gigs in 3 weekends planned that were all canceled. So it's a bummer that I'm missing those, but in the scheme of things, I'm fine with staying home. I'm fine with focusing on doing recordings, and I've done a bunch of live stream concerts. I haven't really figured out what if I like YouTube or Facebook or how I want to present my stuff. It's hard.
Yeah, I'm still figuring it out. It took me a while to decide between Facebook or YouTube, but yeah, it's at least awesome that we can live in a time where we have live streaming available and things like Patreon and ways that we can directly reach our audience, even if we can't go out and perform for them, and we can still get that support. We're kind of already used to being quarantined. The live performing was a really nice aspect of our profession, but this is a big part of it as well. So it's good that we can continue to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's cool. And I'm very lucky too, because I live with my partner and my mom and my son. And so when my kid goes to bed, sometimes the adults all go and we play magnetic field songs on the piano, and we have a sing-along. We're going to do a Beatles one of these days. And it's like a tiny little live music experience just for the 3 of us. So we're lucky that we can play music together.
Are there any other current projects or things that you are doing that you would like to promote, or anything upcoming? I
just finished writing my first song in a while, and by the time this video airs, it'll be on my Patreon. If people for whatever reason they hate Patreon, I have a Bandcamp subscription that's the same stuff for a similar amount of money. But Patreon is great, and Cog is dead. You have one too, so
yes,
Patreon's
thank you.
A good platform to be on. It's really nice to kind of commit to listeners and have them commit to you at the same time. Even though half the people I know have lost their jobs, people are still supporting the arts, and I think they're realizing that we've lost a lot of live music opportunities and a lot of gigs we were counting on. So musicians really, really do need that dollar, and in many cases, it's a really good deal to support someone and see their, not just their work, but a little bit of their process, and they talk to people, and it's pretty cool. On mine, I have it so that people can nominate and vote for what cover song I do. So
that's really cool.
And I know a bunch of people who do the same kind of thing, and kind of invite patrons into that process.
So I don't know if we've covered all the various platforms that you're on. I want to make sure if there's any way people can support you. Obviously, Patreon, Bandcamp. I don't know if there's anything else, or if those are the main ones.
Well, yeah, I have a YouTube profile. I have a Facebook Live. I have a Facebook page. And I do live videos sometimes, and you can watch those. You can tip me on Venmo and Cash App and all those things, and I'll have that information on my videos. But just listening to me. I mean, even if it's on Spotify, and people can't afford to pledge to Patreon or they don't want to commit to putting in their credit card dollars, just listening to me makes me feel popular, which I like. So, yeah.
Well, that is really awesome. I'm so glad that you're doing well and still able to create and do everything that you normally would do in these difficult times, and glad you're healthy, obviously. So
thanks. Likewise.
Thank you. Everyone, check out Unwoman at all her various places, and thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure to see you, and hopefully we'll get to see each other again in person before too long.
Yes. One of these postponed cons is going to actually happen, and we'll see each other, and it'll be awesome.
Oh, yeah. Well, until then, thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Thank you for having me.